To first understand about interstellar travel, forget everything you know about linear space travel. It would be extremely foolish to travel at a velocity at near light speed. When nothing in this common core shared realm or CCSR, third to fourth dimension travels faster than the speed of light. In order to achieve this, you would have to have forward signaling systems past the speed of light. Limited by knowledge of CCSR, third to fourth dimensional physics, this would be impossible to achieve. You first have to understand that you are a mirror consciousness experiencing unidimensionality of a consciousness. That is hopping along on nodes of infinite rivers of parallels of time in an extra dimension. That extra dimension, or God's factory, contains the building blocks for all possibilities which stream through time in the third to fourth dimension. However, you are only aware of the mirror image, as opposed to the real you. Are part of a five-body system in which the consciousness, not really a body, can exist simuldimensionally. Time and space-time are tangible, both in the third to fourth dimension, and in the extra dimension. All matter in the CCSR, third to fourth dimension can be broken down into atoms, all atoms into quarks and leptons. All quarks and leptons broken into small strings, and the dividing keeps on till some 16 levels. After that, matter ceases to exist in the third to fourth dimension, and in fact becomes known as nil matter. Nil matter cannot exist in the third to fourth dimension. A black hole is a garbage disposal for the leftovers of a dead star and surrounding debris, sucking it into a dimension where matter becomes nil. Thus, we find it amusing to hear of future attempts by your scientists to travel through black holes. Transversible wormholes yes, but black holes no. Some 3 levels up from nil matter is what is known as the resonance factor. It is very important you understand the resonance factor. Because all matter, all space-time and time vibrates at a unique frequency. We call this the G-resonance factor or GRF. Since GRF is almost non-existent, it takes more than 1 trillion to the power of 1 trillion to compose an atom. At this point, chemical formulas do not exist, and heterogeneity is recognized by space-time displacement of matter. So the formula for resonance of an atom of the computer in front you could be bracket E sub 5000, which is GRF for Earth matter at a 5000th interval, plus E sub 5001 plus E sub 5002, and continually till some E sub some quadrillionth to the power of a quadrillionth close bracket. Multiply by the G-resonance factor of time, which we can say is T sub January 1st, 2018. 20:15:15:2020 sub n sub 5000. We assume here that you are listening to this on the 1st of January, 2018 at 8:15 p.m. This states that the GRF for time would be sub-Planck time. As time is broken down into some 20 levels from what you known as the hour. Note that the double subunit is a representation of the near-infinite parallel possibilities that your consciousness could have hopped on while traveling along the nodes of time, extra dimension-wise. In order to travel through time and to, as you call it, fold space and time, it is necessary to know the GRFs of the space-time that you would like to displace. Such knowledge is only known to a few on your Earth, and to a number in the civilizations below your world. It is traded like, as a saying we learnt, hot bread across the universe, as every quote intelligent species of being unquote knows how to do it. As you are hearing this, trillions of probes from tens of thousands of civilizations are zipping across the universe collecting GRFs for later use. Of course, there are some off areas, and areas where hostility between civilizations results in probe wars and deception. The movie Star Wars is like a Sesame Street show compared to the technology and barbarity of some of these interstellar battles fought. Back to your question, we shall not get involved into the politics of Earth. But you once knew how to do it, so recommencing exposure really does not make a difference. However, we are restricted in the knowledge we can divulge, so can only answer most or some of your queries. Over 95% of all intelligent species "travel" by folding time and space. The rest either travel through dimensions in order to move around the third to fourth dimensional universe, or are either very ascended beings that are dimensionally omniscient. We are not so advanced for either the former or the latter states of travel. The simulation of the accumulation of states of resonances will not change or alter states in the CCSR. Third to fourth dimension. This delves beyond quantum physics, as energies from other realms are incorporated and interacted with the craft in which we travel. For the matter of fact, the average Joe non-Earth originating entity is mechanically more simple than your average automobile. The metal is a graphitinium, a composite of aluminium, supercomposite graphene, and reworked titanium. The metal is also coated with a layer of latent energy from a realm you will soon understand as your science progresses. The sheath around the craft is quantasimo-coated, a term which we'll later explain. You live in a universe of matter, so-called antimatter, a definition we find quite amusing, and dark matter. As you know, neutrinos and quadrinos are particles of dark matter. However, of interest to the spacefarer is not hot or cold dark matter, but another type of dark matter called nilchronomatia. Nilchronomatia can be derived from the processing of ununpentium, ununseptium, and ununscorpium, particularly the first mentioned. The problem with your commercial and industrial scientists is that of isotope decay. These three elements can only last for a few seconds in a lab within your CCSR. Given the technology you are limited by, we can inhibit isotope decay for several weeks into a few months. At this point, we shall not share with you how, but maybe later. Let's envisage. A craft is parked in a field on your Earth, say in Kansas, on January 1, 18. And the crew is about to leave for my home planet Jog, which is the Sirius 12 system. The onboard systems relay to the reactor below the craft, to start to process ununpentium. The processing method we shall not release to you now, but in time to come. Ununpentium, or 115, releases several types of dark matter. Of the types released, nilchronomatia, or NCM, is trapped and stored in a special tank which is imperviously internally and externally layered by another type of realm energy. The NCM is made to bombard against each other. This breaks them down into sub-particularant nilchronomatia, or SBNCM. SBNCM can be made to synthesize the GRF of any particle in the universe. This is where your mind must be opened. You see, most dark matter traverses many dimensions, and so shares qualities with other particulants of other dimensions. Time itself is an intra-dimension. Returning to our craft. Around it is an impervious layer of radiation from an element higher than 120 on your periodic table. Nothing leaves or enters the craft once that radiation layer is surrounding it. Now as the SBNCM flows from under the craft to envelope it, a person standing some 50. It is advised to stay well over 100 feet, away would see the craft disappearing. In effect, SBNCM enfolds the craft in a shared Earth-time realm, where time equals to zero. If you will, it locks it in a time bubble. This removes the craft and its inhabitants from the CCSR. The person standing some 50 feet away could walk right into the space where the craft is and not know it. However, the radiation effects would be devastating. With the craft inside the time realm, a portal to the extra dimension, or God's factory, is opened. Now recall that, whatever occurs in the extra dimension, happens in the third to fourth dimension. While the portal is opened, the onboard system creates a series of an algorithmic synthetic GRFs, which I will now explain. Say we would like to travel back to planet Jog. Well, firstly, we would not open the portal in Earth's atmosphere, as it is advisable to portal open some 500 miles above the atmosphere in your case. We can travel unseen through the time realm to that height, or travel seen. It really makes no difference. We are now between the third to fourth and extra dimensions. The synthetic GRFs are made to mimic those that flow in the parallels of space-time and time in the extra dimension. Note that, when in the shared Earth-time realm, only time travel within timelines of Earth is possible. But not time-space folding. For example, say it is January 1, 2018 21:45:45, 45 sub n, sub 2.5 billion. We could mimic time GRFs for January 1, 1940 21:45:45, 45 sub n, sub 2.5 billion. And travel back to the year 1940 at the exact time indicated. Of course, we would have to factor in the space-time displacement equation, where we could mimic for a manifestation in England or Germany. These GRFs are known. Say we would like to displace a craft of some 20 feet squared in the Fritz-Walter Stadion in Germany. You would need over a quadrillion times a quadrillion to the power of a quadrillion space-time GRFs to do that. The onboard systems can do these calculations in Planck seconds. However, it becomes more complicated because we would like to return to our home world of JOG, which is some 2000 light-years from Earth. We would need the space-time displacement equivalent in GRFs and the GRFs of the time we would like to travel to. Say we would like to manifest ourselves at Checkout 1, which is an interstellar customs outpost within a CCSR JOG realm, some 1000 miles above JOG. We are returning to the JOG year, 2045, 3rd month, 10th day at 8 p.m. Our system would synthesize the SBNCM to the GRF equation of T equals March 10, 2045 08:00:00:00 sub n. Sub 100 billion, open bracket space-time factor of J sub 1 billion, 100 million, 2000. 555 plus J sub 1 billion, 100 million, 2000. 556 and so on until we get the space-time displacement measure, then close equations bracket. There is one more factor, however, which was put by the creator of the universe to partially ensure the foolproofness of reckless space-time tampering. There is a third variable, which relates our presence in the Earth-time realm to all things in the universe. This is the X factor. So continuing on with the equation, not even if we could synthesize down to perfection, would we move until we know that X factor. Whereas resonances are known beforehand, that last factor is not. So the system runs through several possible calculations at some 50 quadrillion times 50 quadrillion to the power of 100,000 quadrillion calculations per second to figure out that last factor. Sometimes we are literally stuck for hours in the time realm until we derive it. More advanced travelers can obtain it in seconds. Recall earlier we talked about the outer sheath being quantisimo-coded. These means that the first synthetic reconstructed GRF equation reconstructed into grosser matter as it flows from under the craft, will automatically simultaneously convert the surrounding SBNCM into exact type. First synthetically reconstructed GRF equation reconstructed into grosser matter particles. One of the fundamental laws of the extra dimension states that at no time can a particle or series of particles exhibiting all the resonances of space-time and time within a predefined series of parallels of time exist outside of those parallels of time. In layman's terms, we are sucked from the shared Earth-time realm. Recall that we were already in the portal, and into a predefined series of time parallels within the extra dimension. Those new parallels of time will now incorporate a JOG realm. Now remember, I said earlier that the third to fourth dimension is a mirror of experiences within this extra dimension. Therefore, all third to fourth dimensional beings would experience a slight loss/gain of space-time. As we manifest within JOG space-time, I see my wife and kids waiting at the dock for me. In the distance other ships are also manifesting. It has been a long hard day for us interstellar surveyors. But we are willing to do it again tomorrow. Hope you can join the thousands races and beings of your interstellar Brothers and sisters, as we make mind-blowing discoveries every day about this universe. A universe we think we know about, but every discovery leaves us even more in awe. We will see you again. This time in the open and for all to learn, in 2064.